Well, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to another brand new day. Yes, indeed, it is Thursday, and I actually canceled my therapy with my therapist, which makes sense, I imagine. Little Dobré breathed deeply, his motile tendrils cold against the stone of the inverted pyramid. Betanira wasn't talking anymore, but he was still alive, so that was good. Mama Amaterasu could fix him up. Shucks, she fixed up old Fast Runner after he lost a few hundred legs in the same pyramid and he was fine. Little Dobré felt a real twinge of guilt this time. Mama Amaterasu had forbidden him and his siblings from this deep, wild place, and here he was, dragging his slower-thinking sibling along with him. This morning, unfortunately, I had a perfect storm of bad conditions last night. I had to go to bed kind of early, but it still ended up being like 11:30 by the time I was actually in bed. And then when I did fall asleep, I thought I was sleeping pretty good, but I woke up early, around 3. I always do, but I couldn't get back to sleep. So I got up way early because I was just bored and hurting and it wasn't helping. You know, you have a 2-hour sleep cycle. So if you're within 2 hours of the time that you would normally get up, falling asleep again is just going to make you all logy and such when you wake up because you're outside of your sleep schedule. You're still, instead of going like this and then coming back up to full wakefulness, you're like this, you're here, and then bam, you wake up. And that it takes the time for your brain to function properly because of the disrupted sleep cycle. It happens. So I got up, and at that point, oh my God, do I have a knot in my neck back here. It is horrible. It hurts like the devil, which is one of the reasons I don't have my choker on this morning, not because of the back of my neck, but because the back of my neck, my skin is slowly clearing up. I'm taking folded washcloths and I'm putting them against my neck, and then I'm putting on my sleep mask. So it is a clean washcloth against the back of my neck now, instead of the strap that goes across. It seems to be helping, and that's good. But when I sat up, and then from there it was like, so no pressure on my neck. Ay. Happy days. Now, the nice thing about cannabis is that it helps control pain. Before I partook of cannabis products this morning, that was horrible. Very, very difficult to just even think around. One of the things about cannabis is, it can kill pain, but it also can make it so that you're not just fixating on it if it can't go away. So it's easier just to live with. You're able to ignore it. Whereas before, it was first foremost right there in your face. And hey, I can deal with that. As long as it's in the background, thumbs up for that. Past that, I did not go walkies last night. It's been raining hard, and unfortunately my shoes are now older, and while the soles are great, they're barely worn down. The rest of the shoe isn't doing so well. Up at the front, my toes, my big toes, have been poking holes, so I've got holes in the top of my shoes. Now they're tennis shoes, and they're not leather, it's a mesh, so there's, it's like a net, but it's not a real net. I mean, it was more fabric than holes, but it has holes, and it allows for your foot to breathe. My toes have worn holes in that, and where there's creases and cracks in them, and there's other spots where the soles are good and they're fine shoes, but going out walking in the rain, where there's puddles and rainfall, sure, I've got an umbrella, but when rain is coming down at the side at your feet, these shoes aren't anywhere near water resistant anymore. And I don't want to have cold feet going out walking, because while wet, cold feet does not mean you're going to get cold, there is some truth to the old wives' tale thing on that, because wet, cold feet does lower your immune system. It's a really weird thing. If you don't want to get sick, make sure your feet stay warm and don't get them wet, and then keep them wet so that they get cold. Keep your feet warm. It actually boosts your immune system and you don't get sick as often. So with that in mind, raining, I didn't go walking. So yay on that. It wasn't a good feeling. One of the reasons I went to bed early is when I just sit, when I can't go out walkies, when my body isn't able to move, I hurt a lot. So my legs and my back were just way too painful. Even going up and down stairs, even standing in here and doing squats and all sorts of things to try and keep my body moving and my legs exercised. It's not the same as going out for a 6-mile walk. So, yay. So, I've got this I got to deal with. Hopefully it's going to stop raining long enough so that I can go out for walkies. Now, I do have some hiking boots. But I'm trying to save my hiking boots because they were sent to me last year when it started to snow by a very kind subscriber that I really wish I could remember the name of, and I'm very sorry about that. But they're really, really good hiking boots, but I want to keep those for the really, really bad weather. I don't want to wear them out and then not have hiking boots for when there's actually snow and ice. Because when there's ice out there, those hiking boots have got those big rubber grippy teeth on the bottom, and they just grab hold of the ground, and they are excellent. And I don't want to wear those out. So just raining, I'll just not go walkies for a day and then hopefully be able to exercise enough that I'm not in agony. Life is life. It's a good thing though. One thing that I did want to talk about, and this is just a memoirs of my life sort of thing, is I was talking with somebody on Twitter, I can't remember what or why, or else it was on Facebook, just talking about this, that, or the other, and I started mentioning my sister. And so I've been thinking about her and early life, because sometimes I can think about my youth and that part doesn't bother me. When I was younger, my sister was very brittle. She had very brittle bones. She's 4 years younger than I am. And her life has not been wonderful in that she's married, she's had children, her and her husband and family are doing great. That part of her life is wonderful. She was one of those people that on top of all the other issues she's had through life, she developed pregnancy-related diabetes. So she's on an insulin pump, and she deals with all sorts of terrible physical issues. So it's that way her life has not been wonderful, but otherwise it has. But when we were younger, I unfortunately broke my sister a few times. One time, we're lucky we both didn't get badly damaged. If you've ever done this as a child, slid downstairs like in a laundry basket or a box, if you're careful, you can do it. If you're not careful, well, the both of us lived up on the second floor of the house my grandfather built, and the rest of the house was down here. Up above, when you went up the stairs, there was a little alcove you could store things, and then a door, and then my room. My sister's room was, when you turned to the left, there was just an arch, and then a bedroom. So it was just open. That was her bedroom. Up at the top, we were going to get into this cardboard box and then slide down the stairs and have fun, but I apparently decided there just wasn't enough room for us both in the box to do this. So I got out and then we slid her down the stairs. Or I slid her down the stairs. Well, at least it would have been sliding down the stairs, except of course it being a box with edges went catch, roll. And so my sister rolled head over heels, inside the box, wumpity 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 wump, wham, down at the bottom. Where of course it opened, there was a door at the bottom, but we had it open, and there was a hallway, and then there was a cupboard on the other side. So she broke her arm. So that was fun. You know, yay on that. And then a few years later, there was a living room area with the central stairs to go up to our place. You came in either the front door or the back door. There was a living room through this way, a kitchen here, a spare bedroom, hallway, master bedroom. And then you went up the stairs and we were here. There was a downstairs basement that was a large storage area and then a workroom that my grandfather used just for pottering about and doing things, where he had all sorts of tools and equipment and such like that. So it was a nice place. In the living room, we had seen something. I couldn't remember what or why. Could have been in a book, could have been from TV, but there was a thing where if you get on your back and then you bring your knees up, but you leave your feet upward, you know, so that someone can sit on your feet, then you kick and they go whee, and you can send them flying. Being kids, we thought that'd be a great idea. And so I went whee, and I kicked my sister all the way across the room. And of course, when she came down, she slammed her hand on the rocking part of one of our rocking chairs in the living room and broke her arm. So she was in a cast again. So I broke my sister a few times, but never maliciously. Now she broke a lot and was just clumsy on her own. One time with my, I believe it was, I can't remember now whether it was my mother's second husband who gave me my last name, who thank God died some years back because he was a horrible, horrible person. But we had moved into a different house out of my grandparents' place. And while we were there, I and my parents were in the kitchen. In the living room, my sister was staring out the window watching something, and then we heard a clunk. She had just fallen over while standing. So who knows? She probably had some horrible issues going on. But it was later on when we were out walking on ice and she slipped on the ice. That's when she fell and broke her collarbone. So she broke a lot. I imagine it was pretty heavy duty for my mother to deal with. I've never thought about that, but I can't ask her about it now. Still though, just wanted to talk a little bit about my past and the way things have been. Have I ever really felt guilt about breaking my sister like that? To be honest, no, not even a little bit. I not now anyway. When I was a kid, I can't remember. I might have. After all, she was in a cast and she was my sister and, you know, we lived together. And so I undoubtedly felt horrible. But now, of course, it's like no twinges. It's like we were kids. We were doing stupid stuff. That's what happens. You know, we're lucky we didn't get killed in a million different ways. And I'm serious about that one. I used to climb tall trees. Really tall trees. So I'm lucky I never fell down and got myself killed that way. Of course, I'm also lucky I never got killed in different ways too. One time as a kid, I wanted to try and test to see if this stuff called super elastic bubble plastic. Now they still make it under different names because it's a billion different people, but it's a wad of this glop you get out of a tube, you put it on a straw, you blow into it, and then it goes, and then you can you close off the end and you've got yourself a balloon that you just blew up out of the glop that comes out of a tube. For some reason, you know, kids. I wanted to see, hey, does this stuff conduct electricity? Because it's like, I wanted to experiment. I was thinking. Sort of. So I took a blob of super elastic bubble plastic and I took a paper clip and I straightened it out and I put the blob on the end, and my way to check it was I was going to hang hold of that blob, take the paper clip and push it into an electrical socket. And then if I didn't get shocked, then I would know that the super elastic bubble plastic did not conduct electricity. For a kid, I mean, it makes sense, not the safest way to do it. I was having difficulty, of course, getting it into the hole. So in the efforts of science, I grabbed hold of the paper clip and then shoved it into the electrical socket. I was in the garage. Thank goodness we have alternating current instead of direct current, because the shock of that knocked me across the garage. Just my of muscles, and bam, I was across the garage from the convulsions of that. So thumbs up. I survived. Oh my god. Yay for Logitech software locking up. Anyway, though, now that that storytelling part is all done, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, thank you for having taken the time. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. I will get lost, most likely, even though I count an American Sign Language on the fingers of my left hand with my depression, fibromyalgia, and more. And I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. Did I already say that part? Most likely. So, calling up my Chrome, we have Kyle J23, thumbs up and thank you very much. Morphman86, thumbs up and thank you. Rafael Santos, greatly appreciated. Kathy Kitscat, thumbs up and thank you very much. Liking the covers, 4963, thumbs up and thank you. And then we have A7 De La Cruz, greatly appreciated. Bryce Spence, thumbs up and thank you. We have Stephen Blanchard, greatly appreciated. Bailey Snyder, yay, bananas are fun. And then we have Zach Wilson, greatly appreciated. Sebastian Ferris, thumbs up and thank you. Russian Timing, good to see you in the comments. Jessica Sutton, thumbs up and thank you. A Lemon Pie 407, thumbs up. Protector Drone, greatly appreciated. We have Weed Lord Boner Hitler, I guess, thumbs up on that. And then we have Animalistic 420, greatly appreciated. Young Prince, thumbs up and thank you. We have Colin Reisenauer, greatly appreciated. HATR, good to see you in the comments, thumbs up on that. Max the Homie, always good to see people helping each other, definitely a good thing. Then we have Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. And Lucifer, thank you very, very much. MCR Does to Edward, greatly appreciated. And last but not least, Madara, thumbs up and thank you all. Greatly appreciated. You get me out of my head, into the world, and dealing with real people. Thank you very much. Bit of input lag on my body there. I had to close a window, and so I'm just trying to catch up. Anyway, though, if you could check out my various links, I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. Greatly appreciated. If you wanted to help me out, but you did not want to send money to those places, I have a PayPal link down below that you could use. That would be awesome. And if you wanted to help me out, but didn't want to actually send money, I have an Amazon wish list down below with things like hamster food, cat food, me food, silly things, non-silly things. If you could check that out, it would be very awesome. Now, don't feel obligated. I don't feel entitled. And if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. I was going to say, if you do not obligate, and so I've been laughing at myself while I'm trying to keep talking. Thumbs up on that. If you can toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool. Greatly appreciated. And of course, I would understand if you did not wish to. But if you do so, I will do my best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. So I need to cut this one. I don't need to cut it short, but I'm going to because I don't really have anything more to say at this moment. So, well, before I do that, of course, I've got this video right now you're watching, another video to edit and render, hopefully one to record, edit, and render. I've got more ideas for even more odd videos because apparently I just do weird stuff. How about that? So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that honestly is a very good thing.